Picture this. A single black dad, juggling life's chaos, gets handcuffed in a crowded store, accused of passing fake cash, only for the cops to freeze when they learn he's not just any man, but the steely-eyed head of Homeland Security, holding secrets that could shake the nation. If this pulse-pounding tale of injustice, power, and jaw-dropping twists hooks you like it's thrilled millions across the USA and UK, smash that subscribe button now for more electrifying stories that unravel the truth behind the headlines. Don't wait, subscribe today and dive into worlds where justice fights to prevail. In the heart of Atlanta, where the summer heat clung to the asphalt and the city pulsed with a restless energy, Marcus Tate, a 38-year-old single father, navigated the aisles of a bustling Walmart, his 7-year-old daughter, Zoe, tugging at his hand, her eyes wide with excitement over a new Barbie doll clutched in her arms. Marcus, a towering man with a chiseled jaw and a quiet intensity honed from years in high-stakes environments, was used to blending in despite his presence. His dark skin and tailored jeans made him just another dad on a Saturday errand, or so he thought. As a widower since Zoe's mother passed 3 years prior, Marcus had rebuilt their life with fierce determination, balancing bedtime stories with a job he never discussed. Director of Homeland Security, a role that placed him at the nerve center of national safety, privy to classified operations that kept the country's enemies at bay. That afternoon, he paid for the doll, a few groceries, and a pack of batteries with crisp $100 bills from his wallet, unaware that the cashier's skeptical glance would unravel his day. As he and Zoe stepped toward the exit, 2 uniformed cops blocked their path, their hands resting on holsters. "Sir, step aside. We need to check your money," one barked, his tone sharp, eyes narrowing as he scanned Marcus's face. The other officer, younger and jittery, held up a bill, claiming it, looked off. The store grew quiet, shoppers staring, whispers of "counterfeit" rippling through the crowd. Marcus, calm but firm, handed over his wallet, explaining the cash came from a bank withdrawal that morning. Zoe clung to his leg, her voice trembling, "Daddy, what's wrong?" Before he could answer, the older cop, emboldened by the crowd, snapped handcuffs on Marcus's wrists, declaring, "You're under arrest for passing fake currency." Humiliation burned as Marcus was led to a squad car, Zoe's cries echoing behind him, a store employee awkwardly holding her hand. At the precinct, the officers scoffed at his claim of being a federal official, dismissing his ID as probably fake too. Marcus's mind raced, not with fear, but strategy. He knew the bills were real, but he also knew this wasn't random. His role at Homeland Security had enemies, both foreign and domestic, and this felt like a setup. Hours later, as he sat in a holding cell, his phone confiscated, the first twist hit. A junior officer ran a background check and blanched, whispering to his superior. The name, Marcus Tate, flagged a classified file, accessible only to top brass. Within minutes, the precinct was swarming with federal agents in dark suits, their faces grim. The cops, now sweating, uncuffed Marcus as a stern woman in a blazer, his deputy, Agent Carla Reyes, stormed in, demanding his release. "You idiots just detained the head of Homeland Security," she snapped, flashing credentials that silenced the room. The officers stammered apologies, but Marcus's eyes were cold, his mind already piecing together the puzzle. Released, he retrieved Zoe from a social worker, hugging her tightly, promising ice cream to soothe her tears, but his focus was elsewhere. Back at his secure home office, Marcus accessed encrypted files, discovering the cash he'd used was part of a sting operation gone wrong. A batch of marked bills meant for a cartel bust had been swapped into circulation, and someone had tipped off local PD to target him. The setup reeked of an inside job. The second twist deepened the conspiracy. A mole within Homeland Security, linked to a rogue private security firm, had orchestrated the arrest to discredit Marcus before a critical Senate hearing on a new anti-terror initiative he was spearheading. His enemies wanted him humiliated, his credibility shattered. Marcus, with Reyes and a trusted team, traced the mole to a contractor with ties to a shadowy group profiting from destabilized borders. But the stakes skyrocketed when Zoe's school reported a stranger asking about her, a clear threat to his daughter. Enraged but calculated, Marcus went off-grid, using his access to surveillance networks to track the conspirators. In a heart-pounding sequence, he infiltrated a warehouse where the firm was laundering funds, confronting the mole, a former colleague who'd sold out for millions. "You thought you could bury me," Marcus growled, disarming him as alarms blared. But the final twist cut deeper. The mastermind wasn't the contractor, but a high-ranking senator on the oversight committee, using the scandal to block Marcus's initiative and protect illicit deals. In a tense showdown at a private airstrip, Marcus, backed by his team, exposed the senator with recorded evidence, forcing a public confession broadcast live by a whistleblower journalist. The fallout was swift. Arrests, resignations, and Marcus's name cleared. Back home, he tucked Zoe into bed, her Barbie doll beside her, and vowed to keep fighting, not just for his country, but for her future. The case closed, but whispers of a new threat lingered, someone still watching, waiting. Marcus knew the game never ended, only paused.